So we'll be reading from chapter 3 of the Bhagavad Gita, titled Karma Yoga. Text 13. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Jagna Sista Sina Santo Muchante Sarva Kilbishai Bunjate Te Su Agham 330 Papa Ye Pachanti Atma Karana Jagna Sista Sina Santo Muchante Sarvakil Bisai Gunjate Te Agham Papa Ye Pachanti Atma Karana Jagna Shista Sina Santo Muchante Sarvakil Bisai Bunjate tu Kampapa
Punyate Tuan Papa
Ye Pasanti Atmakarana
Ye Pajanti Atmakarana
Jagna Sista Sinasanto
Yagna Sista Sinasanto
Muchante Sarvakil Visai
Punyate Sarvakil Visai
Bunjate tu Kampapa
Punyate Titu Papa
Ye Pasanti Atmakarana
Ye Pajanti Atmakarana
Yagna Sista Sinasanto
Yagna Sista Sinasanto
Yate Sarvakil Visay
Muchante Sarvakil
Visay
Yatete tu Abham Papa
Punyate Titu Agham Papa
Ye Pachanti Atmakarana
Ye Pajanti Atmakarana Yagna Sista Sinasanto
Jagna Sista Sinasanto
Mukyante Sarvakil Visay
Muchante Sarvakil Visai
Muchante Tu Agham Papa
Bunjate tu Kampapa
Ye Pajanti Atmakarana
Ye Pasanti Atmakarana Mate ji
Yagna Sista Sinasanto
Jagna Sista Sinasanto
Shante Sarvakil Visay
Muchante Sarvakil Visai
Yate Tiwagam Papa
Punyate Titu Agham Papa
Shante Atmakarana
Ye Pajanti Atmakarana
Yagna Sista
Yagna Sista
of food taken after performance of Jagna
Food taken after performance of Yagna
Asina
Asina
eaters
Eaters
Santa
Santa
the devotees
Devotees
Muchante
Punyate
get relief
Get relief
Sarva
Sarva
all kinds of
All kinds of
Kilbisai
Desire
from sins
From sin
Bunjate
Punyate
enjoy
Enjoy
Te day
Day
Tu
Do
Bat
But
Agham
Agham
grievous sins
Grievous sin
Papa
Papa
sinners
Sinner
Ye
Ye
food
Food
Pachanti
Pajanti
prepare food
Prepare food
Atmakarana
Atmakarana
for sense gratification.
For sense
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Jai
Jai Shri
Prabhupada
Prabhupada. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. Let us repeat.
The
The
devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice.
Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. Purport. The devotees of the Supreme Lord or the persons who are in Krishna consciousness are called santas. And they are also in love with the Lord as it is described in Brahma Samhita. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hidayesu Vilokayanti. Brahma Samhita 5.38. The santas, being always in compact of love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the giver of all pleasures, or Mukunda, the giver of liberation, or Krishna, the all-attractive one, cannot accept anything without first offering it to the Supreme Person. Therefore, such devotees always perform jagnas in different modes of devotional service such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, etc. And these performances of jagnas keep them always aloof from all kinds of contamination of sinful association in the material world. Others who prepare food for self or sense gratification are not only thieves, but also the eaters of all kinds of sins. How can a person be happy if he is both a thief and sinful? It is not possible. Therefore, in order for people to become happy in all respects, they must be taught to perform the easy process of Sankirtan Jagna in full Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, there can be no peace or happiness in this world. Om Agyam Tigrandasya Janandana Savataya Chaksu Niritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvena Shri Chaitanya Manogristam Stapitam Jai Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayan Jagati Swatadantikam Panchakalpata Vidyascha Kripa Sindhave Gacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Srimate Kumar Krishna Kusmantinane Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamintinane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So I will read again the translation, English translation. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. So in this verse, this is a very important instruction from Lord Krishna himself, who is speaking to Arjuna. Here, sin is being defined in relationship with eating. So, in the purport of Srila Prabhupada, he mentioned the word Santa. Santa means devotees who are in love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Santa is also equivalent in Spanish as saint. So the saints, the devotees who are in love with the Supreme Lord, who are performing devotional service or bhakti yoga. Bhakti means love. Bhakti is the highest objective of human life. It is only in the human life that we can learn how to again love the Supreme Lord. We were once in the spiritual world, but somehow we came down here because we became envious of Krishna. So here it is being said that those who do not offer their food as sacrifice to the Supreme Lord as Jagna verily eat only sin. Why? One may ask this statement from Lord Krishna. If you eat food in the restaurant, although it is vegetarian, are you eating sin? So if you are vegetarian but somehow you don't offer your food to Krishna as a sacrifice, here it is being said that one is verily eating only sin. So in the absolute definition of sin, anything not connected to the Supreme Lord Krishna, or anything that is not connected to Krishna consciousness can be considered a sin. Why? Although one is doing pious activity or good karma, if they are not connected with the Supreme Lord, then one is bound to be born again in this material world to receive the good and pious activities that one has done. While it is very clear to everyone here that bad karma is karma. Karma that are not in accordance to the scriptural injunction. So in the Vedas is very, it is very extensive. It has all the knowledge that we can know in this material world. And one knowledge is about the ritualistic performance in the human life, where one can gain and one can be qualified to enter the Swargalok or the heavenly planets. So the heavenly planets are described in the Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Puran and other Puranas, wherein in the heavenly planets there is no disease, there is no old age. But here in the middle planetary system, we grow old. My body is once a youthful boy, but now it is a 65-year-old ugly man with gray hairs. So this is one of the suffering that all entities are undergoing. Birth, old age, diseases, and eventually death. So the first instruction in Bhagavad Gita is that we are not this body. We are the soul that lives within. And due to karma, whether good or bad, at the end of life or death, it will decide. The decision is there, the judgment is there, whether we will be born as a human being or as an animal or a demigod. So, depending on the activities, but beyond these material activities, there is what you call Suddha Sattva, or the beyond mode of goodness. So, almost all scriptures of all religion, they teach us to come to the platform of goodness. But here in Bhakti Yoga or Krishna consciousness, we are being taught that there is beyond sattva or mode of goodness. So there are three modes. You have the mode of goodness, you have the mode of passion, and the mode of ignorance. Those who are in the mode of ignorance are being explained here. Those who are sinful. So those who are being a reason for the killing of the innocent animals, they are grossly in the mode of ignorance. And definitely they are bound for hell. Those who are not vegetarian, they are bound for hell because due to their karma, they have to be born in the bodies of the animals that they have killed, in the bodies of the animal that they have eaten. So if you have eaten 50 chickens in your lifetime, you have to be born 50 times in the chicken's body, being slaughtered in the farmhouse wherein chickens are slaughtered by machineries. So this is the truth that are being said here. So Lord Krishna also said in one of the verse that if you offer me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water with love and devotion, then I will accept. So Krishna designated the food that can be offered to him, only vegetarian food. And one more thing, in other Puranas, it is said that Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna does not accept food that are prepared with onion and garlic. So Krishna will accept such food, although they are vegetarian, prepared, then it will not be accepted by the Supreme Lord, and you are only eating seed. That's why the point is that if you don't offer the food, then there is karma in killing the vegetables. There is karma in getting just the fruit of the mango tree. There's a story about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, the spiritual master of our A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, that in the young age of Bhaktisiddhanta, he ate mango, and his father, who is also one of the great acharyas of the Gaudiya Sampradaya, he saw his son ate the mango, and his father slightly chastised him that you should never eat anything that is not offered first to the Supreme Lord. So Bhaktisiddhanta, ever since, he made a vow that he will never eat mango in his lifetime, and he did that. So the reason is that when you eat food, although they are vegetarian fruits and everything, when you do not offer it to the Supreme Lord, the karma you will have a debt to the mango tree, you will have a debt to the pechay, you will have a debt or utang in Tagalog to the mustard plant, to the salad vegetables that you are eating. So the point is, you will incur debt to these vegetables, and you have to be born again in the human body. If you are not in the mode of ignorance, you will have to be born again and go through the process again of birth, disease, old age, and death. So the Hare Krishna movement, the movement which Srila Prabhupada established, is saying that we have to do sacrifice. The sacrifice, one of the sacrifice is offering everything to the Supreme Lord as Jagna. And the most meaningful sacrifice here in this Kali Yuga is simply the chanting of the three names addressed to Lord Krishna. One is Hare. Hare is the address to Srimati Radharani, or the female energy of God. And then Krishna means the all-attractive one. He is the most beautiful, attractive. He is the most wealthy, the most strong, the most powerful, and the most renowned. So that is Krishna. And Lord Ram. The name Ram means the source of all bliss or happiness. So if we want to be happy in this life and in the next, we should perform this sacrifice, Jagna, of Sankirtan Jagna, which was described by Srila Prabhupada in his purport. And this is simply the chanting of the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this yagna is equivalent, according to the Vedas, to the animal sacrifice being done during Treta Yuga, to the yoga meditation being done in the Satya Yuga, and the elaborate worship of Krishna in his deity form in many temples. That's why in India there are a lot of big temples, because during the Dwapara Yuga, that was 5,000 years ago when Kali Yuga started, the elaborate worship of the Supreme Lord is being done in huge huge temples. And we can see huge temples in Burma. We can see huge temples in Thailand, in South America, in Egypt, and especially in India, the many huge temples in India. But the worship, all the results of those jhanas or sacrifice being done in the previous ages is simply, can be attained simply by the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. That's why the devotees have this bag always, so that when there's nothing to do, they can still chant the Hare Krishna mantra in the beach. So this is the jhana in this day and age. Plus, simply by honoring prasad, one is already doing jhana. It's very simple, isn't it? Simply by eating prasadam. And we are also distributing prasadam, food offered to the Supreme Lord. And this will benefit those who will partake of the prasadam. Srila Prabhupada said that those who partake of the prasadam of the Lord, human life is guaranteed in the future. They will not be born in the animal, in the lower form of animal. So one of the main activities of the Hare Krishna movement is to distribute prasad. This started when Srila Prabhupada was in New Delhi, and he saw several children in the garbage area. They were trying to look for food. And then tears rolled down from his eyes. And that's why he said that within 2 kilometers from the temple, no one should go hungry. So this is the reason for the mass distribution of prasad. And we are very thankful to the Indian community who are sponsoring this activity. And they are accumulating so much punya, or so much pious activities and devotional points, devotional service points. So this is the message of this verse, that we should offer everything to the Supreme Lord. Then we are free from vikarma or sins. This is the only way. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevala. Kaluna Seva, 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 Katir, and in this age of Kali, the age of quarrel and hypocrisy, there is no other way, no other way, no other way, 3 times, but the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Then our life will be successful, our life will be happy, and anything we are doing in this lifetime, whether you are a professional, you are a student, you are a wife or a husband, this is the perfection of this life in this Kali. So thank you very much. We can have 2 questions.
I finished already.
No more questions? So our guest here is Professor Dulce from PUP in San Juan. Somehow she invited us in her university and we gave lecture, and somehow she became interested in the philosophy, and she is here now. That's the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Because without him going to the Western world, in America, I will be outside with my barkada and drinking whatever, and smoking, and eating a lot of meat. So we're very lucky, because the Indian culture has produced a saintly person, a santa, in the personification of Srila Prabhupada. Because of him, the human beings are being saved from going to hell. So, Hare Krishna, no more questions?
Are you going to show that?
Yeah, when prasadam is being offered. Gaura Shakti.
Offering to the picture.
Offering to the teacher.
Yeah, and offering to the deity. So what are the benefits?
According to Srila Prabhupada, there's no difference if you offer food to the picture of Krishna. No difference. It's in the devotion.
But sometimes we say like, some things.
But the best prasad is the one being offered in the temple. Because there is standard qualities in the temple that is being observed. But in the house, who knows? But the point is, you are thinking of God before eating, you offer it to Him as a sacrifice, then that's acceptable. But there's no comparison to the Mahaprasad being offered in the temple.
But sometimes there is standards, sometimes we say what you can offer to deity, the picture, you cannot offer to deity, right?
Yeah, there's some food that cannot be offered to in the temple, in the deity. Like soy. Soy is not allowed in offering to the deity. Like bread that uses the yeast. Because yeast is a form of what? Fungus. So it's not offerable. But we offer it because everyone likes bread, but we offer it as a sacrifice to our to the deity's pictures inside the kitchen, the big kitchen.
What was the first food you said, Prabhu, that we cannot eat?
Soy.
Soy. But is that
Soy is not acceptable in
soy milk or
the deity.
Ito lang.
If you are fond of soy milk, you can chant 10 Hare Krishna before drinking soy milk.
I have one question, Prabhu.
Yes.
If we are eating vegetarian, some people say if we pluck the plants or cut them, they also feel the same pain as the. So how
Yeah.
vegetarians not sin and eating non-veg food is a sin? Why?
Yeah, that's why Krishna said in one of the verse in BHagavad Gita, if you offer me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, then I will accept. He did not say meat. He said flower. So cauliflower, there are flowers that are eatable and can be cooked as fritters or pakoras, isn't it? So many vegetables, so many fruits that can be offered to the Supreme Lord. While the vegetables, you are killing them, so if you do not offer them to the Supreme Lord, there is karma. You are earning debt to the pechay or the cabbage. You have debt to them. So you have to be born to erase that debt. So the pechay and they will be born in the human form in the future life. So you have to wait for them to be in the human form so you can pay them. So those who are having businesses, their business is successful because those who are patronizing your product, you're selling, they have utang or they have debt to you and they're just paying by patronizing your product. So nothing happens by chance. Everything is connected. So those who are in the negative side who give pain to you, you have debt to them. Those who give problem to you, you gave them problems in your previous life. That's why the teaching is to forgive, to tolerate those who are giving pain to us. While your question, so the karma of healing the vegetables will be absorbed by the Supreme Lord, who can absorb anything. Even Lord Shiva, who is an expansion of Krishna, absorbed the poisons from the churning of the ocean of milk. But we cannot do that, so we should not take intoxicants like ganja. Ganja, marijuana.
Yes, man.
Now it's being, because of the degradation of Kali, it's being legal. It's now legalized in almost all the states in US.
Yeah.
It's now legalized, so everyone will be intoxicated.
Because after a while, I was told the Beatles had taken drugs already. So how did George Harrison, was George Harrison, drug?
George Harrison, he gave so much in the early days. He donated so much in the early days of the Hare Krishna movement, but he was not accepted as a disciple of Srila Prabhupada because he cannot stop smoking. He cannot stop the ganja. But after that, he became a vegetarian and he associated with devotees. But it's already too late. He had cancer of the lung because of the smoking. But still, he did so much. He donated one of his mansions in London.
London, yes.
And he sponsored the publishing of the Krishna book. The Krishna book. Because of the Krishna book, we can already know the pastimes of the Supreme Lord Krishna without any offense. Because Srila Prabhupada has written the Krishna book so that even though we haven't read the first canto up to the 9th canto of the Bhagavad Puran or Srimad Bhagavatam, we as fallen souls can already read the Krishna book without having to go first to the lower cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. Because the 10th canto is where the stories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna.
So George Harrison wasn't really into the
George Harrison will definitely be again in the heavenly planets. Srila Prabhupada said that the Beatles are demigods in their previous life.
I see.
Just like Taylor Swift, he came from the upper planetary system. But somehow she forgot. She is committing illicit sex, drinking. So we forget. But Krishna does not forget. That's why seemingly Arjun forgot everything, and that's why it became a reason for Lord Krishna to speak Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita means the song of God. Gita means song, and Bhagavan is another address to the Supreme Lord. So, in this planet Earth, it is the place to make sacrifice, Jagannath. It is not meant for sense enjoyment. So unless we are strictly vegetarian, the future birth will be dark. We will be degraded to the lower forms of animals. the Indian culture is born to be vegetarian, isn't it? And we are very much indebted to the culture of India, which is the Vedic culture. So although we were born as Shudras, me eating anything, every Sunday my mother will cook beef soup.
When I was
But right now, prasada.
you know, the Canadian husband of my cousin said, actually he just said, he didn't even know I was vegetarian. He said the vegetarians are destroying the planet because they keep on taking
The plants.
I said, no, wait. So I sent him recipes
Yeah.
of toko and all that stuff. I
Or
said,
the vegetables are replanted and
yeah,
replanted.
they grow.
Actually, it's the animal business which is killing the planet because they destroy a lot of forests
Yeah.
in order to have pasturing ground.
Yes.
They're killing the trees, the forest.
Oh, they're the ones.
So please take up the process of Krishna consciousness. Then your life will be successful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Mantaraj. BHagavad Gita Ki.
Why not soy daw sabi ni Prabhu?
Why not soy? It's super high in protein. It's not considered veggie. But if you eat soy, you can offer it to pictures, but not in the altar of the temple.
How about mushroom or vinegar?
Mushroom also is not offerable because it lives in darkness.
And vinegar?
No photosynthesis. Vinegar is produced by first producing wine. Then you expose wine together with the bacteria, you produce vinegar. So it's in the mode of what? Ignorance. Tama good. Tama.
Sir, seaweed.
So,
Seaweed, okay lang.
seaweed, that's okay. It's plant.
Kahit na it's in the bottom of the ocean din, di ba?
Yeah. Seaweeds are acceptable.
Because they grow again, no?
Yeah, first, you offer it to Krishna.
Yeah.
Then, when you offer it, the vegetables will advance. They will share to the yajna that you did by offering to Krishna. The lower vegetables will advance. They will be benefited by the Krishna conscious activity of offering. So that's the power of devotional service. When you do it, it expands. Everyone benefits from it. That's why when you do the mass distribution of prasada, it's very beneficial to everyone. Even the ants who take part of those falling prasada, they benefit from it. Everything. That's the power of bhakti,
Okay.
Krishna consciousness. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, later na lang tayo.
You can go deep.
I'm so kulit.
That's all right. You have the USB.